Are the Warriors in like their own last dance right now?
Oh,
Is that kind of happening right now?
I
the
think I
Warriors'
mean it's
last
been
dance, the
happening,
incredible
right?
rise and fall of a Warriors franchise that once had Andres Biedrins, Monte Ellis, and Troy Murphy as the future. Welcome back to Point of Contention. 5 topics, 5 minutes, 5 points of contention coming up on the show. MVP, Rui solving anything for the Lakers, Bob leaving the Bay, BI's back. And are the Sixers contenders? Today is January 26th. That's National Spouses Day. Jay, do you have anything you'd like to say to your spouse? I will remind you this is being recorded and published.
I love you.
Okay, I love you too. Marcus, do you have anything you'd like to say to your spouse?
Absolutely not. Our anniversary is May 26th. I have a good 4 months to worry about this.
You can't say anything for National Spouse Day. You only have one day where you're nice to your wife.
Marcus treats every day like it's National Spouse Day. Okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's either his anniversary or he's prepping for the anniversary.
No, anniversary is where we go all out, right? Like
just
regular stuff. I don't need a National Spouse Day to be a good spouse.
He's like Adam Sandler, like just taking the baseballs at his head, like 364 more days to my anniversary.
That's me, baby.
In this corner, the most braggadocious beat-down bench warmer on a college team that went 2-21. He writes Celtics, he reps Kings, and he still believes in Kevin Pittsnoggle. Ride with him on Peloton at the Kid the God. It's Jay, Sacramento King. Jay, 49ers or Eagles this weekend?
The 49ers are going to smoke those fools. The
do
Eagles
this.
cannot stop the run. Christian McCaffrey is going to kill him. Debo Samuel's going to have 230 yards of total offense and 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
The Eagles are frauds. They've
Wow.
beaten nobody.
Wow.
And they're about to get stomped on.
And in this corner, the most versatile media member the Bay has ever seen. 3 books, ridiculously long titles. Find it in bookstores anywhere. He's the friend from Frisco, the bro from Berkeley, puts the sauce in Sausalito, the media in Alameda, the AO in Vallejo, the petty in Petaluma. He's the OG from Oakland. It's Marcus S. Thompson. Marcus, 49ers or Eagles? And I will remind you, answer this question honestly, not what you want to happen.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Oh,
No
boy.
Super
All right.
Bowl for me, baby. No media day. No getting hounded by somebody from Australia in a Crocodile Dundee outfit
Wow.
asking Kyle Shanahan questions. I get to be off. Not happening, baby. I'm sorry. I can't think outside of myself. So
Go Niners. Beat those bums. All right, Schleck, start the
They're probably
clock.
I want the Niners so bad just so Marcus has to go.
they're probably going to win, too.
Take one. How do you choose MVP? On Tuesday, 3 of the brightest minds that have ever seen the internet, Josh Robbins, Anthony Slater, and a man named Zach Harper, released an article on The Athletic about the process of choosing the MVP of the league. We talked voter fatigue. We talked ballot. We talked what our criteria is. Is it the best player on the best team? How big is the pool of players? Who gets a seat at the MVP table? So, Jay, I ask you, how do you determine the MVP and who's currently in your top 3?
I mean, it's a full mix of things, but it has to do with who lifts their team the most, basically. Like who is the most impactful player over the course of a long regular season. And to me, that's value. It's not about individual stats. It's about who's the best for their team. And it's Jokic again. It is Jokic again. He has just been ridiculous. That guy is just a force every single night, super efficient every single night, lifts everybody on his roster every single night. He has people thinking Aaron Gordon is an all-star this season. And so Jokic 1. We've got Embiid 2, Tatum 3. Or
Wow.
Or Tatum 2, Embiid 3. Like after Jokic, I think there's a
No
lot of
Luka?
guys. Luka could be there, but like winning also factors into it to me, and doing it for a team that's consistently winning games.
No
and
Ja? Teams winning
No,
games.
Ja's not at the level defensively of those other guys, and
What about Jokic?
and it's not like he's
Jokic.
Yeah.
no.
I
Well,
think he's just
first
as
of all,
bad defensively as Jokic.
no. As 2 and 3,
Oh,
Tatum and Embiid.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And Jokic is just on another planet offensively, where he's just his own. He's a super offense by himself. Like, just put 4 other guys out there. He had Facu Campazzo, Austin Rivers. It didn't matter. That was an awesome offense. Like, the stuff he does is just ridiculous. And but yeah, I mean, Ja's up there. There are a lot of guys that deserve consideration. Kevin Durant
Giannis?
would be 1 or 2 if he had stayed healthy. Honestly,
He hasn't missed that many more games than Jokic has at this point, but he's going to miss more games. So
yeah, and that's the thing. You got to factor in like the next couple weeks of missed games too.
yeah.
And Curry would be way up there.
Yeah, Curry would be up
but
there. Booker
they're
would be up
struggling,
there.
and he's missed a lot of time too.
Yeah.
So it's a super deep field. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous how many guys are playing at that high level this season.
Marcus, how do you determine MVP and who's your top 3?
I determine it by picking the opposite of whatever Jay picks. That's how I determine it. I find
Ja 1, Curry 2, KD 3.
when I had an MVP vote, I picked it by scrambling at the last minute, looking up stats because the NBA was pressuring me to get my ballot in.
Reading Zach Harper's award rankings.
Reading Zach Harper. To me, I value winning. I agree with a lot of what Jay said. Like, first off, like, winning is the priority, and secondly, like, how do you actually impact your team? That to me is primary. I actually do consider incredible feats. I think we shouldn't overlook the fact that somebody's doing something amazing, even though their team might not be top 2 in the West, or in the East. But I do like, you gotta, your team has to be kind of dependent on you for me to see you as an MVP. My top 3, I probably go with the same, like Embiid, Jokic, Tatum. I actually might go with Tatum though, but you Jokic fans make people who like Jokic hate Jokic.
Why? Why?
Because last year, yes, it is. And last year it was like, he has no help. Poor Jokic. He's incredible. Now he's got all this help. Look what he's doing with that. Like,
but I'm saying
side. My goodness,
he's got help, and they're at the top of the Western Conference.
But they're better because of the help. It's not because of Jokic. It's because of the help. You can't give him the credit for the help,
but he's
and then credit for not having help.
You better not say a damn word on any other podcast about Aaron Gordon being an all-star then. All right? We cannot
you can't, yes!
to sing.
I am not the guy to make that claim. I am not the guy to make that claim.
Mo Williams, we can't do any of this.
You can't talk about how great KCP has been. You can't talk about it. Like, yes, you know why they're number 1? Because they got healthy. They got like, you can't have both sides of the argument. Like,
it's pretty clear. Like,
oh my gosh, look how great he is. They're number 1.
Can I at least praise Christian Brown?
No, because he doesn't even say his own name right. It's Christian Braun.
Look, just to be clear, Jokic is incredible. Like,
he's unbelievable.
He's like
the internet is so fucking annoying about him that it makes you not like him.
It's
so
really
annoying.
It's like, yo, hold on, man.
This is sad to me. This is so sad because Jokic
just
is
can't
pure
have it both
joy
ways.
on a basketball court. He is pure joy on a basketball court.
Dude, he's so much
you
fun.
guys can't appreciate it because some idiot on Twitter.
No, we appreciate it thoroughly.
I not want to be on Twitter or talk to anybody about it. I want to experience it for myself because everyone else is so fucking annoying about it.
My point to you is, last year he won it because of what he did without the help.
He was incredible last year. And by the way, he played defense last year. He was actually good defensively last year.
Which means somebody who had a lot of help didn't win it. Now, this year, wouldn't you give credence to the person who has less help under that same paradigm?
I'll say this.
Or do you shift the goalposts
But he
again?
took them to a level that Doncic has not gotten.
No, he did not.
He's playing with Christian Wood. He's playing with Christian Wood.
He literally lost his second best player. He's asked
to play with
on
Christian
the Knicks.
Wood, Dwight Powell.
But there's nobody else on the team who can dribble.
Jokic lost his second and third best players.
When?
They lost their second and third best players last
Who
season.
happened to be two
Yes,
of the worst
that's the
defenders in the
point.
league, by
Yes.
the way.
No, he
And they
did.
were worst defenders.
What
No.
were they? 48 and 34.
That's my point,
Like,
Jay.
Doncic
Last
has not gotten to
year,
the Mavericks to that point. If
My
they
point
get
is-
48 and 34, I will seriously
No,
consider him
my
because he
point-
has been amazing.
Oh,
Last
wait,
year-
hold on,
Yeah,
Marcus.
yeah.
Let's make sure Jay's okay on that limb out there. If the Mavericks get to 48 and 34, he will seriously consider Luka Doncic for
man,
MVP.
he's out there.
Everyone, make sure that you're ready to catch Jay on that limb, okay? In case he falls.
Luka's amazing. Luka's amazing. It's a really tough field.
Here's
You
the
just
thing. I don't
can't
think- I don't
credit
think- I
Jokic
think
for
it's Tatum.
nobody and then for everybody.
I think
The
it's
field
Tatum.
wasn't this. The
Tatum's
field
been the
wasn't this
best
strong
of
last
all-around
season.
players.
The field
Tatum's
was
been
not
the
this
best.
strong last season either.
That's
The other top competition was Embiid,
true.
who was in a similar situation
But
where
he
they
missed too
didn't
many
win a
games.
ton of
He
games.
missed too
either.
many games. Yeah, he missed too many games last year.
I'm going with Tatum because, like, unlike, I don't want, like, to me, Jokic didn't raise his game. He's just incredible. Like
He's
it
just
feels
been the best
like
player in the league for a long time, so he didn't raise it. But
on one end,
he's still
on one
there.
end of the court, Tatum raised his game.
Giannis is a better player. If
Yes.
we say the best player, Giannis is the defensive
I just
want to
be like,
and the MVP.
Giannis
all
is
the
better
time.
than
Like,
Jokic.
Yeah, this is not debatable in terms of who's a better player, but Jokic is
It's an offensive
arguably the most valuable player every year. He's
no
100% up there. Yes,
He absolutely.
Jay's on his phone. All right,
Uh-oh, he's
take
looking it
two.
I was looking up. I was going to come with some Giannis heat, but that's cool.
Just make sure the title. You got to win a championship to even be in a conversation with Giannis, right?
Oh,
Jokic better win a title. Michael Porter Jr. is healthy.
Hey man, we killed Giannis for not winning a title. What did he do? We went out there and won a title. Put up 50 in that last game.
He did. He
ordered a
changed our
50-piece
minds.
nuggets after
all
that.
Marcus and I are asking you to do is if the Nuggets come up short again, maybe point a finger or two. That's all. Let's just treat him the way we treat everybody else.
That's
the only thing I want.
He's not playing with Facu Campazzo
Hey,
and
if
Austin
they-
Rivers. And this is the
anymore.
year. This
He's
is
not
the year.
anymore.
This is the year.
Okay.
If they
This
lose
will
in
be
the
a
second
great time
round,
to
it's going to
evaluate
be
him.
all
If they lose in the
Jamal
second
Murray's
round,
fault.
he's no longer allowed in the NBA. We're kicking him out.
It's going to be all Jamal Murray's fault. Nah, it's going to be Michael Malone's fault.
Yeah. No, that's all right. We're gonna move on. But the thing is, everyone's always like, "Oh, you hate Jokic, you hate difference." No, I just hate Jokic fans. I love Jokic. He's so fun to watch. He's so amazing. He's so impossible
He's
to
pure
guard.
joy.
But his fans are annoying. All right,
It's the
take
same,
two.
man. No question.
Rui help the ruined Lakers. On Monday afternoon, the Lakers traded for former 9th overall pick Rui Hachimura from the Wizards for Kendrick Nunn and 3 second-round picks. On paper, Rui doesn't really solve many of the Lakers' problems. Not a good three-point shooter. He is good in the mid-range, but he's not a great defender. He
takes a lot of mid-rangers.
He plays where LeBron should be playing. He plays the 4. He could provide some needed scoring off the bench, and obviously he's some Anthony Davis insurance for every time Anthony Davis gets injured. He and Russ have some chemistry issues from Russ's year with the Wizards. Rob Pelinka told our own Jovan Buha this about the Lakers using their future picks in a deal. Quote, "I think the calculus for the Lakers is to win a championship or not. There's no in-between or incremental growth. So as we analyze opportunities, we have to do it through that lens. And I said this at the beginning of the season. If there's an opportunity to get all the way to the end and win a championship, there's no resource we'll hold on to if we feel like that's there. But at the same time, the completely unwise thing to do would be to shoot a bullet early and then not have it later when you have a better championship move to make. So that's a really delicate calculus. It's something that the entire front office, we evaluate with all of the moves. If we see a move that puts us as a front runner to get another championship, the 18th one here, we'll make it. And if that move doesn't present itself, we'll be smart and make it at a later time. Spoiler alert, they're not going to make it if that's the criteria." Marcus, does this move the needle at all? And do you think the Lakers make another move?
I do think it moves the needle. It's going to get them into the play-in at minimum. They just need bodies right now. They need people who can play. I think that's more important than anything. The West is so jumbled. I mean, think about this from the perspective of the Lakers, right? If you are currently 3 games behind the 6th seed, first round matchup against the Kings. I mean,
Look, man, I think the Kings. Look, we've debated the Kings a lot. If the Lakers play the Kings in the first round, the Lakers are gonna wax.
I'm just
They're getting
no.
waxed, man.
I'm just saying, if you got a puncher's chance, that's it. It's against a team that had been there before, right?
Sure.
It's a team that maybe they got some defensive issues you can exploit.
Also,
right?
Lakers not getting to 6. Not a chance, man. I'd be
They
shocked.
are
if
only
they-
2 games back in the
shocked
loss
if they
column,
get
though,
to
and
10.
Anthony Davis is
I'm
coming
just
back.
saying, like,
And then
that's how it moves
where's
the
he
needle.
going?
That's how. Yeah, that's why you get Rui. Like, you just need more players who can play to keep you alive. The Lakers are their only hope is a puncher's chance to upset somebody, right? Like, get in, upset, play the underdog. Like, oh, it's so hard out here. Crypto.com arena. This is what we do. We upset the apple cart. Like, they can do that. That's what they can do. They don't have a chance of winning it all. So yeah, to me, that's like way better than finishing outside the play-in, which is where they are right now. So I think it moves the needle a little bit. Like, the West is so jumbled up. Like, everybody's got a shot to lose in the second round of the playoffs.
Jay, what do you think about the Lakers and what they could do? First of all, do you like this trade? Like, I think they upgraded their talent. I just don't think it helps much.
This is like, I am not a Hachimura guy. I don't think he's very good at basketball. I think he takes a lot of stupid shots. I also think he's a clear talent upgrade over the guys the Lakers have been playing. You look at their last 10 games. Max Christie has been playing 19 minutes a game.
And he's 19 years old.
Troy Brown Jr. has been playing 31 minutes a game when he plays. Wenyen Gabriel, 21 minutes a game.
My God.
Dennis Schroeder, 34 minutes a game. And it's like, they need size, they need height, they need athleticism, and Rui gives them some of all of that. So it's not a bad move from the sense of it's definitely an upgrade for them. It will definitely enhance what they have, and it also gets them a little closer to the point where if they put those 2 first-round picks on the table and get a couple more useful players, that you could almost convince yourself like they'll have enough of a supporting cast that LeBron playing at a super high level and Anthony Davis playing at a super high level, if he gets back to that, can
Zach,
actually do
being
something.
able to almost convince yourself is something. Like, he's right. Like,
look, if they get to 48 wins, I'll consider possibly, maybe.
Nah,
There's a chance that they might make the playoffs.
He wildin', Jay. You right.
And LeBron is playing at an absurd level right now.
He is, but the problem is he can't affect wins anymore, right? He's going to play this level.
No.
It's about the supporting cast.
Dog shit
Problem is who he's
around him.
playing with. Yeah.
So unless Dennis Schroeder goes off, like they're
Well, now he's got Rui. He's got a little bit more help. Come on, man. Rui, JTA. You know what I'm saying? Russ.
JTA. Oh my God! If he wasn't from Oakland, you wouldn't know his name. He's terrible.
Yeah.
They've been playing Juan Toscano Anderson and Wenyen Gabriel.
I like
at the
Juan
4.
Toscano. I like Juan Toscano.
Great.
Man. That dude plays.
He's not playing on a team
hard.
that doesn't have Steph Curry make the playoffs.
I was about to say he literally is a champion.
Well, yeah. So is Patrick
He's a
McCaw.
champion.
Where's he? Where's the Patrick McCaw update?
He played.
Take 3. Warriors in danger of losing Bob Myers. Oh my goodness. The Athletics own Sam Amick, Anthony Slater, and Marcus Thompson say that the longtime Warriors GM could be on the move with his contract expiring this summer. Teams to monitor are the Wizards, the Suns, and the Knicks, while some around the league think the Clippers, without outrageously wealthy owner, could possibly lure Myers back to LA, where he played college ball and established his career as an agent. I'll throw this one up to Jay first. Jay, are the Warriors going to pony up that do-re-mi, or is Bob going to be gone?
He's going to be gone. When things get this late in the game, for a situation where it seems so obvious that they should just pony up the money and keep him and move on, then there's an issue there. That's just how it goes in the NBA. If they were on the same page, this would have been figured out a long time ago. This never would have become an issue. This is going to end up, I don't think like it'll be the biggest deal ever, but there's something wrong between these two sides when he hasn't ironed out anything already.
All right, my question is, if this is just about, and look, I don't know what the amount of money is, but just a few $1 million. Let's say it's about just a few $1 million here and there. That's not going to get done by Joe Lacob. They're printing money at the Chase Center, aren't they? They literally print money,
spending it right out,
and spending it like crazy. Like, you're telling me this is over a few million? Unless Bob's feelings are hurt at this point, it's like, you don't respect me, you won't pay me like Daryl Morey and Masai Ujiri. Like, I'm out of here. Like, I just don't see how this doesn't get resolved, Marcus. But like, am I wrong on that?
Only in the sense that, what if this isn't about the money? I think the money is like, it's one of those situations. Like, you probably wouldn't be here if you weren't getting paid a salary you thought, right? You wouldn't be hanging.
Marcus,
with me
I do
and
it for
Jay.
the love of the game.
You wouldn't be hanging with me and Jay, right? Like, it's like,
Yes,
but I'll deal with it because they're paying me so handsomely. So, but I do think the part of it that gets lost when you talk about money is, man, like, it's very clear this thing is coming to an end. Right? Like, it's very clear that there's a transition happening, and it's, I could totally see Bob saying, you know what, how long do I want to do this? Like, I mean, he was a good sports agent and he left that to go try something new. Like, at some point, Jay, somebody gonna have to look at either Draymond Green or Klay Thompson and say, hey, one of you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not paying for all this. So what we gonna do? And I could totally see Bob saying, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't want to be the one to unravel this thing that I helped build. So
I want to be the one who re-signed Jordan Poole to an extension.
Yeah.
I want to be the one who kept all these young guys who don't help at all. That's what I want my legacy to be.
Yeah, it's just like,
Bob, you would impress me. Bring back Monte Ellis. Make him a part of the roster. All right. Let's see how good you are.
If they're not saying, hey, man, we're going to ride with this nucleus and we're going to build with them and ride it out as long as we can, then that means you're starting to work towards another era. So I could see Bob saying, you know what, go ahead and get somebody else to run it.
Jay, what if he wants to get out before he has to give James Wiseman a contract extension? Maybe
that's it. But also, look,
I would get out too.
Yeah.
How much would the Suns be paying him? Like, part of this, like, hey, I feel you, but I could get double my salary for the Suns.
I mean,
I
the
could
thing
hustle
is,
somebody.
like, is the guy who could screw all this up for the entire league is over there in Clippers land. Steve Ballmer could, like, no one has the checkbook he has.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do if Ballmer's like $20 million?
Yeah, he's 20.
Like, what are you supposed
20
to do?
and an ownership stake. Here you go. What are you gonna do? Like, who's gonna match that? Little money Joe Lacob gonna do that? No, that's not gonna happen. Like, we're talking a guy who can buy the entire league.
Are the Warriors in like their own last dance right now?
Oh,
is that kind of happening right now?
The Warriors' last dance, the incredible rise and fall of a Warriors franchise that once had Andres Biedrins, Monte Ellis, and Troy Murphy as the future, and will now look to Jonathan Kuminga,
Donald Foyle, don't forget
Moses Moody, and James Wiseman as the future. That is the exact title of Marcus's next book.
Please name Bob Sura in there next time.
Oh, shouts to Bob Sura, man.
That can't be. That's got to be an 8.5 by 11 size book for that cover. Gee, that title.
But are they in the last dance though? Like, is there a chance that this is the last dance?
35, yes. Right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's gotta
but
be
also
close.
like there's the money crunch is real, man. Like,
either he's gonna pay. Is gonna be.
Yeah, Draymond can opt in. Clay's getting 43 next year, and those are like either they pay $450 million or $480 on this roster, or one of those dudes got to go,
which is fine when you win a championship like they did last year, but. That shit's 500 right now for a lot of reasons, but it's still 500. Like, that's hard to pony up 480 for, right?
There's a D-Day looking, and maybe at some point Joe says, I'm with you, Zach. At some point Joe's gonna be like, all right, man. Why are you tripping? Here you go.
We gotta stop Marcus from writing these reckless articles. Here's a few.
Here you go. I mean, Joe. There's no reason to believe Joe won't spin, right? Like, so in the end. That's probably what might happen. Here you go, man. Cut it out. Go help me get James Wiseman and turn him into an all-star.
Or go get us Giannis. Go get us Giannis. Or go get us KCP and Aaron Gordon. You've seen the way they're playing in Denver. We got to get those guys.
Go get Jokic.
I hope they make at least a strong run this year in the playoffs. Because if they go out with a whimper and then it's over, that'd be sad. And there are signs like this is pushing toward the end. Like Andrew Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins getting that money, Jordan Poole getting that money, Draymond Green not getting that money. Klay Thompson doesn't have that money yet, and Klay,
it's so weird you say
Klay
that about
recently
Jordan Poole.
pointed to that
Because you guys told me how massively improved he was last year, and I don't know.
He was improved.
But hey, take 4. Philly flying up the East rankings. As of Wednesday morning, as we record this, Sixers are currently second in the Eastern Conference, winners of 5 in a row, 8 of the last 10, sneaking up into that upper tier of the East. Marcus, does this recent run from the Sixers put them in that contender category, or are they still on the outside looking in?
Yeah, I need to see it in the playoffs. I don't care about this. I don't care about this. I mean, we watched this team lose to the Hawks. Like,
Not this team, man. Come on, they don't play Matisse Thybulle that much anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta see how they do. Like, yeah, they're good. They're gonna win a bunch of regular season games. It all's fine. But and it's gonna come down to Joel Embiid and James Harden, like making plays in the playoffs against Giannis, against KD, so I want to see that before I start anointing anybody. Like, we've watched them not do it in the playoffs so much that, to me, it kind of doesn't really matter. They've been the 1 seed, they've been the 4 seed, they've been the 6 seed. Like, in the end, Joel Embiid has to be better than everybody when he plays. Do it in the playoffs. Obviously, Ben Simmons was the problem the last time they were in that spot in the, with an Eastern Conference Finals
hey,
trip.
Man, all I'm saying is don't just blame them for that.
No, but I'm saying that's my point. Like, he was playing great defense on Trey, and they always have a reason to not close the deal.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I'm supposed to believe the deal is closed based on they got some changes here? I don't know. I need to see it first.
We talked about a lot of Jokic earlier in doing the playoffs, right? Where's the dominant Embiid playoff run, Jay? No offense,
it hasn't happened.
But Al Horford cannot be the kryptonite to a dominant Joel Embiid playoff run. As good as Al Horford is defensively, Embiid should be dunking through him.
I mean, he did average 28 and 10 in the playoffs 2 years ago. That's pretty big.
Yeah, but But
I feel you.
But
Al Horford was the kryptonite.
Look, man, 28 and 10 is his season averge, right?
He can't allow John Collins and Clint Capella to knock him out. Let's be honest here.
Man, Clint Capella once knocked Karl Anthony Towns out of the playoffs. Okay, it happens.
Yeah,
because that's tough. Actually, that is tough because he doesn't normally.
Because he doesn't make the playoffs.
He's one of few people who have knocked Karl Anthony Towns out of the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a rarefied air right there.
Not many people have that on their resume.
Yeah, the other is Wayne Tillman.
This road trip they put together was wildly impressive.
It is.
Wildly impressive.
They look really good right now.
5-0 road trip. Utah, the 2 LA teams are blur right now, but those are still really good wins. Portland, not great. Go into Sacramento and beat them without Harden and Embiid.
Yeah, I still want to see. That was impressive.
This team is weird to me because it feels like they have to either choose between offense or defense. And when they have Harden and Maxey on the court, it's just that's an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah.
When they go another direction, they can be just an awesome defensive team. If you look at the aggregate numbers, they're really good at both. And they are shaping up as a title contender for sure. But it's just they have to choose. And I don't like that they have to choose and that they don't have – not everybody's a two-way player, and they have a couple of guys in Harden and Maxey that teams will absolutely be able to target when it matters the most. And that's my biggest question with this team. I think everything else, they are really tough. They're a lot deeper than they were last year. They're a lot tougher than they were last year. But that piece – is what I would be concerned about if I were with Philadelphia. Yeah.
You know who I really like though, Jay? I think will pay some dividends in postseason. DeAnthony Melton.
He's really good.
I still gotta admit, I was so wrong about him. He got that contract from Memphis a couple years ago. I'm like, what are they doing? He doesn't do enough. And that dude, he can play. That's a steal of a contract now.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's gonna. I wonder how they're gonna manage that come playoff time, but.
I like when they brought.
He's good.
I know it was a lot of him coming back from injury, but I kind of liked bringing Maxey off the bench. starting Melton and bringing Maxey off the bench. Like I kind of like that balance a little bit. I think maybe that's what you have to do.
And Maxey, I mean, to his credit, he's willing to accept that. Like, this is a young guy who's done so much already.
Which is a sign of, like, okay, that's kind of championship formula, right? People willing to sacrifice that glory.
Question.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm with that. Yeah.
All right. There's this other issue, right?
What?
Sitting on the bench.
Doc
Doc
is
is always
James Harden as a combination.
Doc
that's,
is
that's concerning a little
Doc.
bit.
Doc is the thing. Like don't forget about
two guys with some of the weirdest resumes for
don't
playoff
go up
exits.
3-1.
Like,
do not go up 3-1.
Sixers, you better lose those first
don't
two.
Do it. Don't
lose those
do
first
it.
two and go. You got to throw those first two. Don't even show up. If you win game 1, don't even show up for 2 and 3. Forfeit those games.
They'd be overcoming a lot of mojo, right? Like they'd be overcoming a lot of juju, right?
Yes.
Like,
all right, take 5. Ingram swooping in to save the Pels. Our own Sham Charania reported Wednesday morning that after missing 2 months due to a big toe injury, Pelican star Brandon Ingram will return tonight versus the Timberwolves, barring any setbacks in pregame. The sources told The Athletic and Stadium. This couldn't come at a better time as the Pelicans have lost 5 in a row. They sit 2 games behind Jay King's Kings. I think they've lost like 10 of 13. Like, they've been brutal lately. Zion's been out. Ingram's been out. I think Valanciunas missed a game or 2. Jay, how much of an impact does B.I. coming back make on the Pelicans? And do you think that they can get healthy enough to make a significant run in the Western Conference?
That's huge for them, obviously. Like, they've been as struck by injuries as basically anybody else. They've hardly ever been fully healthy this season. And for a while, they were able to overcome it. Their depth, that's a really deep team. Even when those guys are out, they're able to put legitimate NBA players onto the court. But obviously, at some point, the deficit of top end talent just hits you, and it hits you hard. And so, getting Ingram back is huge. Getting Zion back soon would be huge. This is a team that, when they're fully healthy, like, we haven't really seen it much. They need to figure a lot of things out. Because last season, obviously, they really gelled at the end of the season. They took the Suns to a really hard first-round series, but they didn't have Zion. Right. And then Zion comes back. Ingram's been in and out of the lineup. Zion's been in and out of the lineup. So
Herb Jones just a lot of time too. Like, they've got guys out. Yeah.
So there's just a lot of things to figure out for this team. And I think when they're healthy, like, that team has a chance to make a run in the Western Conference, especially as open as the Western Conference appears to be right now.
Yeah.
But they definitely need to learn how to play together at a high level, and they don't have much time to do it at this point.
Marcus, what's the ceiling for a healthy Pelicans team?
I feel like they can get to the West Finals, and at that point, it's just about like who's hot matchups, right? I think this is good for them in the long term. Like, obviously, presuming they get Zion back and B.I. like comes back and stays healthy. But a lot of guys who they're going to need have gotten to play big minutes. I was watching that Mavericks game, and I had it on the Mavericks side of the broadcast, and they were literally they literally uttered the words like, they can't stop him, and it was about Jose Alvarado, right? Like, this dude has become like, remember he was like a pesky, I'm just gonna be irritated. Now that dude gets buckets, man. He's becoming a playmaker. Like, that type of stuff is valuable.
I like the idea of Mark Followowell and Derek Harper. Like, I don't know how they can handle Najee Marshall.
He hit a bucket. He hit like a bucket off the glass going to the basket. It was like, they just can't guard him. Like, it's like, this is Jose Alvarado. But like, that confidence they're getting, like guys like Najee Marshall, like they and also, like, they've lost a lot of those games, but they've been in a lot of them. They've been in. Like, Miami, I think, might be the only team that crushed them. Miami crushed them twice, I think. But generally speaking, they're in those games, and they've gotten you to the point where you need your star to close, and they just don't have that guy, right? But to me, I feel like this is good. As long as they get healthy, they'll be tested.
A lot of important minutes for Jay's guy, Dyson Daniels, who he is deemed the next
Dyson Daniels is going to be really good, man.
You said he's a top-level defender.
I might have jumped the gun a little bit on that one.
He's
I literally said it a minute before Jaylen Brown just went up
destroyed
straight through him.
Like it was one of those pads in a drill for finishing through contact.
that was a tough moment in the group chat.
No, he is going to be good. I mean, they are crazy deep, but they're also crazy young, right? And I think Willie Green is an awesome coach. Like they went 33-30 over the last 63 games last season. Like it was really just they were in the play-in tournament because of a bad start due to injuries. Now they have fallen off due to injuries again, so they do need to be healthy. But they go like 10 deep easy.
And 10 deep with experience. Like now they've got some under them. It's not like these dudes are playing, man. They play hard all the time. I think it'll help them, but the question is, will they ever be healthy? Right? Like that.
Right. Yeah, that's a fair question.
Will they ever
too.
be healthy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the small evidence we have suggests those guys are just going to be killers when they're on the court together. They've played 172 minutes. The Pelicans have a 16.5 net rating during that time. Like just absolutely blasting teams when they have those three guys on the court in McCollum, Zion, and Ingram.
Yeah, and you throw in Valanciunas, you throw in Herb Jones, like that's a nice lineup that has
Trey Murphy's
problems. Yeah,
Trey Murphy's really good, man.
I've never seen him miss a three-pointer.
Athletic.
I haven't either. He's never missed. I don't know what this 40% is talking about.
Yeah, he's 100%. I've seen him only make 3-point shots. Like he's never missed. He's like Allen Houston. I never saw Allen Houston miss a jumper.
The value with them is fully healthy. They can just play any way you want to play.
Yeah.
And to me, in the playoffs, that stuff starts mattering. Like when
they defend too.
And they defend and play hard. Yeah. But what you want? You want to go big? You want to go small? Like you want to run? You want to have whatever you want? They got you.
Yeah. Yeah, they just need to be healthy. They just need that experience. That's going to do it for this week's Point of Contention. Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe to all the podcasts on the Athletic Podcast Network. We got Warriors Plus Minus. We got Anything is Potable that has tumblers now, apparently. We got Down to Dunk. We got No Dunks. We got Glue Guys, Sixers Beat, and the Bun and Cardigan Show. For Jay King, for Marcus Thompson, for Andrew Schlecht, I'm Zach Harper. See you next time on The Athletic.